ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। We will continue singing the glories of God, and that is now mantra number 9 on page 259. न तस्य कश्चित् पतिरस्ति लोके न चेशिता नैव च तस्य लिङ्गम् सकारणं करणादिपाधिपो न चास्य कश्चिज्जनिता न चाधिपः। न तस्य कश्चित् पतिः अस्ति. This Lord is the Supreme Lord, and therefore He doesn't have one Lord to boss over Him. So He doesn't have another boss. Na kaschit. Na cha ishita. And He has no ruler over Him who can veto or who can overrule Him. Naiva cha tasya lingam. And in fact, for knowing this God, there are no signs through which we can draw inferences. You see, if direct perceptions were possible, then there would not have been so many doubts about Ishvara's existence. And if there were clear signs also, then also not. It is very peculiar. Those who have faith and they see very clear indications of His existence. And those who do not, they just don't see any kind of thing. Very strange. But one thought struck me one day. The very fact that God's existence is debated so much, that shows that it exists. Because if something is totally non-existent, will there be any kind of argument about that? Vivadya manatvadeva tasya satta prakashate. Being the very object of debate and argument and counter-argument, it says that, indicates that it is there. It has to be there. Something has to be there. Other for non-existent thing, nobody goes on arguing like that. So, but otherwise, na tasya lingam. Sakaranam, and that Paramatma is the ultimate cause of this world. Karanadhipadhipaha. And it is the very Lord of all the organs of action, knowledge, etc. Na chasya kascha janita. There is no one who has created this Lord. Na cha adhipaha. And there is no one over Him. See, sometimes, you may be, little children also ask, if God created everybody, then who created God? Don't they ask, your children or even Bal Vihar and all that also they ask, if God is the cause of everything, then who is the cause of God? But in that question there is fallacy. One fallacy is, if you say God is the cause of everything, then what is its cause? That means you have not understood that it is a cause. You are taking it as an effect and therefore asking what is its cause, isn't it? So there is a fallacy. It's not an effect. You can ask a cause of an effect. But that which is the cause of everything, how can you ask the cause of it? And second, even if someone points out that such and such thing is the cause of God, again you will ask what is its cause? Then what is its cause? Right? So it is subject to another fallacy called anavastha dosh. In logic it is called anavastha. It's called regress, infinitum ad regress. It will go on and on and on and on and on. What is its cause then? What is its cause? What is its cause? It will go on. So therefore, we have to accept one self-existent reality. That's what is important, self-existent. Now somebody may feel, because there is no one over him, that God, he may become very unruly. Or that God may become very indisciplined. Because we think of God like ourselves only. So therefore we may ask that question. But that which is the very source of all knowledge, all action and all that, identified with the totality. So where is the question of becoming indisciplined or unruly or licentious or anything like that? That is possible only those who have got limited kind of power, knowledge and all that. They will become like that. So therefore, already it was said, dharmavham, it is the very embodiment of righteousness. So there is no such kind of worry. Okay. No, I was really worried about that. You don't worry about that. Bhagwan is Bhagwan. Now, next mantra. Yastantu nava ivatantu bhihi pradhanayaihi svabhavato deva ekaha swam avrunot sano dadhat brahmapyayam. Now again about this Paramatma is pointed. Yaha, that God who tantunabhaha iva. Tantunabhaha iva. Iva like a tantunabha means a spider. Like a spider, tantubhihi, with its own web. And pradhana jaihi, and those are born of the gunas of pradhana, that is called prakriti, sattva, raja, tamo guna. Svabhavataha, very spontaneously, deva ekaha, this one God, swam avrunot. Very strange thing happened. He created a web and hid himself. It was hidden by that only. You know, it is a famous example in the Mundaka Upanishad is given, yathornanabhisriyate grunnateja. Just as a spider creates a web from itself, in the same way the Paramatma also creates this world and also dissolves in itself. Correct? Now, from that example, what is indicated, that the spider is the creator of that web. And it creates that web from its own saliva, you call it, or tantus you call, from itself only. That means it is the material cause and also the efficient cause. So Bhagavan doesn't have to depend upon another matter or another God to supply that matter and then create anything. Tantunabhaha itself. And then you got it hidden there, hiding. Swam avrunot. Now the next little line is a prayer. Sano dadhat brahmapyayam. That Bhagavan, may he bless us with absorption in it. That Paramatma, who like a spider, who created the whole world, may that God bless us with absorption in it. So, that Paramatma, Naha, us, Dadhat, give, bless us. Brahmapya, apyaya means dissolution, absorption. That Brahma. So we are meditating. May our mind get absorbed in that. Bhagavan, how you create the whole world from yourself and dissolve everything in yourself. So you have got tremendous power and all that, So why not give some power to us also to absorb our mind, Our mind is constantly wandering here, there. Mind keeps on wandering, we keep on wondering when this mind will come back and please bless us. Now this next mantra is another mantra which is very popular, which is oft-quoted also. And the commentators also quote this mantra about this God. Eko Deva Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma Karmadhyaksha Sarva Bhutadivasaha Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. It's a very beautiful mantra. Eko Devaha, it is one God. Now the word Ekaha word is very beautiful. Ekam is one. How many times this has come? One God, one God, one. Eko Devaha. So there is only one God. Ekaha. Ekaha means eti gacchati sarvatra. Iti ekaha. That means that which is gone everywhere. That is called ekaha. In dhatu is there. Eti, itaha yanti. Now, as far as mathematics is concerned, the counting, it begins with 1. And that number 1 is present in all numbers, all numerals. You count in millions and billions and trillions and zillions and all that. Number 1 is present everywhere. Vinayika Sankhya Ganana, without number 1, you cannot count also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number 1 is present in all numbers. But if you look at number 1, only number 1 is there. But that number 1 is present everywhere. So in the same way, this Ekaha Devaha, Eka, this one is present everywhere. Therefore called Eka. And Devaha, Dyotana Swabhavaha, Chaitanya Swabhava. That is Chaitanya Swarup. It is clearly said also. Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. So it is Devaha Chaitanya Swarupaha. Sarva Bhuteshu Gudhaha. Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha. Gudha, it is hidden in all beings. That means it is Sarva Bhutantaratma. Very clearly pointed out. It is there in the hearts of all beings. It is the very inner self of all beings. Hidden. Somebody asks, why God is hiding in the hearts of all beings? Because God was scared a little. He was afraid. Afraid of what? That all these people will get angry with him. Because there are so many problems in life and all. They create the problems. And they don't know how to solve it. And they get angry with God only. And they say, only if I find out God, I will. There are so many people who say that, I will eliminate him. Oh, that much? So Bhagavan said, let me hide. Which is the best place to hide? In the hearts of all beings. Do you know why? Because they will keep on looking for him outside, 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 and they will not find. So Bhagavan said, I will be safe. Somebody said, but some intelligent person may turn his gaze inside and then discover you. Then Bhagavan smiled and he said, मेरे को इतना मूर्ख मत समझो. Don't think I am such a fool. There is a different mechanism. As long as it goes on looking for me outside, you won't find. And the moment he finds me inside, then he doesn't remain there. He disappears. Only I remain there. Oh, such is the mechanism. One man was troubled by sleep. Troubled by sleep so much that wherever he go, he just fall asleep. There was a problem then. So he said, if I find this sleep, I will kill it. But what used to happen, whenever he was awake, there was no sleep. And when the sleep used to come, then he was not there. Oh, interesting, isn't it? Say yes. Eko devaha sarvabhuteshu gudaha. Eko devaha. And that sarvabhuteshu, it is hidden. And this sarvabhutantaratma, it is very inner self of all beings. So idea here, you have to discover and then you only merge in it then. Sarva Vyapi. Already I told you, Ekaha. He has gone everywhere. So he is all pervading. Now see, all pervading means what? See, the idea of all pervading also comes with the existence of the concept of space. We think that space is everywhere and then we say that God is everywhere. But actually God is that in whom the concept of space exists. It is not that God is in space everywhere, it is the space that is there in God. That's what the truth is. Sarva Vyapi. Eko Devaha Sarva Bhuteshu Gudaha Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma. And as the Ishvara functioning through the total mind, Karmadhyakshaha, Karma Phaladata, then he is the one who presides over all actions, Karmadhyaksha. Because earlier also it was pointed out that God only created the world and also the presiding deities and the laws of nature, and according to that the results also come, and Karturadneya prapyate phalam. It is by the commandment of that Lord only everybody gets fruits of action. See, we perform karma according to our desires, but we cannot be choosers of results. We can be chooser of performing action. Which karma I want to perform, that is left to me. But once karma is done, the result will come according to the laws of nature. Right? The desperate moment, I jumped from the 10th floor. Before that, I had all the choice to jump or not to jump and all that. But I jumped. Then realized the mistake. Then told God, God, please cancel all the laws of gravitations and please keep me up, keep me up. Bhagavan says, you are coming up, only your body is going down. Now see, once you have performed the karma, right? Once you perform the karma, then what? Now you are wondering about how I am here after falling from the 10th floor. But this was one of the many life story I am telling. Don't ask me whether I remember my last birth or earlier. Actually, it was a dream. In dream all these things happen. But the point is, to jump or not to jump is in my hand. But once jumped, then the laws will work and the result will come. So karmadhyakshaha sarvabhutadhivasaha, he has dwelling place everywhere, in everything and being, the tiniest being that is there or the biggest that is there. And this Paramatma in the hearts of all beings is Sakshi. Sakshi means the illuminator of all thoughts. And Sakshi also means enlivener. The one gives life and chetna to all our inert body, mind, intellect and all that. That's called Sakshi. Cheta. Cheta also it is called Chaitanya Swabhavaha. Sakshi Cheta. These things put together, what we understand, by very nature it is Chaitanya Swarupa. See, the physicists or some chemists and then all the scientists, many of them think that Chaitanya is a product. When two inert matter come together and then Chaitanya is produced, or it's the quality of inert matter, but it is not a property or product, it is consciousness. And it only gives sentiency to other things. Kevalaha nirgunascha. Nirguna, this is attributeless, propertyless, because it is not a substance. If it is a material substance, it will have different properties like physical, chemical properties and other properties. But Kevalaha, one alone without a second. Free from all distinctions of different species, similar species and all that. That is called Kevala. So now from here what we find, Sakshi, Cheta, Kevalaha, Nirgunaha, this all indicates Bhagavan's Nirguna Swarupa. Attributeless, absolute nature of Bhagavan is pointed out. By saying Karmadhyaksha, his omnipotent and omniscient nature as Ishvara, that is pointed out. And by saying that Sarva Bhutantaratma, his presence in the heart of all beings as their own self, that is pointed out. So Antaratma Rupena. So in this Ek Mantra, there his Sat Swarup, Chaitanya Swarup, Ananta Swarup, all that is also indicated. And then all the transcendental nature as Ishvara's nature and as the self of all beings, everything is pointed out. Though it's a very beautiful mantra. Eko Devas Sarva Bhuteshu Gudha Sarva Vyapi Sarva Bhutantaratma Karmadhyakshas Sarva Bhuta Divasaha Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. And that Ishvaratva is, that is what is indicated again. Eko Vashi Nishkriyanam Bahunam Ekam Bijam Bahudhayak Karoti Tam Atmastham Yenu Pashyanti Dhiraha Tesham Sukham Shashvatam Netaresham Ekaha, again you say he is Ekaha. Vashi. Vashi means Vasham Sarvam Vartate Asyeti Vashi. Everything exists under his control. That's called Vashi. He's all controller. And the most important thing is, nobody can revolt against him. Nobody can overthrow him. Because some dictators are there, no, they keep everything under their control up to certain time and all that. And afterwards, they themselves are thrown out. Isn't it? But he is not like that. Eko Vashi Nishkriyanam Bahunam Ekam Bijam Bahuda Yak Karoti. And yaha, he who makes one seed as many. In the Bhagavad Gita say, Bijam mam sarvabhutanam viddhi partha sanatanam. Bhagavan says, understand me to be one bija, one seed of all beings. So that Bhagavan, one Paramatma is there. And then one Prakriti only. And from that see the variety that which is there, you know. So it is he who makes one as many, many, many. Then Nishkriyanam Bahunam. And there are so many things which are lying dormant, potential form only, inactive, action. He makes them active and all that. See, ordinary seeds also, if you see, they are in the bottle or somewhere, no? Nishkriya. And then you sow in the soil and all that. And you know, for one orange tree or one apple tree or one fig tree, I think in Houston everybody has got a fig tree in their house because every day they are supplying me a lot. And everybody is saying from my garden, my garden, my garden. So. And then how so many figs coming. See the potential power of one little seed, you know how much. This is Bhagavan is that one who Nishkriyanam Bahunam, and there are so other also, you know, very lazy people, you know, they're sitting there, they don't want to do anything. But Bhagavan's, the rays of the sun is so hot and all that, even if Nishkriya person has to get up then, you know. There are such lazy people. For them also one man wrote a book of meditation. And he said meditation for those who do next to nothing and want to do still less. So for he suggested meditation. Because even these alsi, lazy people also, when they feel hungry and all that, they have to get up, you know. How long they will be sitting? Nishkriyana, Bahuna, there are so many actionless, lazy, or what you call the potential things are there. Bhagavan brings the kinetic energy in them and all that. And that is, energy is manifested. Ekam bijam bahudaya karohi. Tam atmastham ye anupashyanti dhiraha. Ye dhiraha, those who are the wise people, able to see this Atma in their own heart. How they see? Dhira anupashyanti. The anu means continuously, and anu means after the teacher's teaching, they see continuously. And dhiraha. Here the meaning of dhira is those who are able to withdraw their mind's attention from objects and turn it towards the subject, they are called dhira. Kaschid dhira pratyagatmanam ikshat avrutta chakshu amrutatvam icchan. So the dhira word has got many connotations and many meanings. But here how, see, our mind's attention is all the time outside. So outside only we will see the object, we will never see the subject. So dhyam rati vishayebhyaha iti dhiraha. The one who turns the gaze or mind's attention away from the world of objects and turns it towards the subject is called dhiraha. Dhiraha, those dhiras, wise people, they stop their extrovert search and all that. And then turn their attention to the self. Tesham sukham shashvatam. And they only experience and enjoy the eternal bliss, na itaresham. And that sukham is not available for extrovert people. What to do? These other people, they know they'll get little pleasure, comfort, little thrill, and all such kind of things they do get, but not sukham. Because sukham is what? Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate. Prasada sukha, real sukham is that where there is complete end of sorrow. The sukham that which we experience now and then, there is no end of sorrow. And the sukham itself does not last for a long time, It goes. And even when that comes, we are worried it will end. Or we are worried somebody will cast an evil eye on that, I know some people, now I am so happy, everything is going so well, now I am worried something wrong is going to happen. Because everything cannot be so good. I read Murphy's law. There are very many laws are there. One of the Murphy's law is if everything is going well, that means there is something wrong somewhere. Why should go everything right? Something wrong somewhere. So we are worried then also. Tesham sukham shashvatam netaresham eko vashi sarva bhutantaratma. Now comes beautiful mantra, then beautiful mantra, and then beautiful mantra. This mantra also, there are these mantras which I see, the first line or the second line and all that is seen in the Kathopanishad also. Here also now see the first line. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman tat karanam sankhya yogadhigamyam jnatva devam muchyate sarvapashaihi. This Paramatma is what? Nityo Nityanam. He is of all eternals, or of all eternal things. It is the eternal. Nityo Nityanam. Chetanas Chetananam. And it is the life of all life. Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. Being one, it is one, but he fulfills the desires of many. Bahunam kaman vidadhati. Desires of many people, he fulfills. He has got that power. Now you see, there are certain things, they are seen perishing very constant, very fast. With reference to them, certain things, they appear to be very long living. If a man's life, if you see, or a Vatavruksha banyan tree's life you see, and if you go to the redwood forest in California, and then you see the huge, so old the trees are there, their life seems to be, they are all the time living there. And then if you go to these gods in the heaven, they are also called Amaraha. They don't die. You see, with reference to fast perishing thing, the other things seem to be very immortal, eternal, but whatever is considered as very, very eternal and all that, that also ends. So the eternal of all eternals is actually this Paramatma. Real timeless is that only. See, in this world, some person says, I got a job, but it is temporary only, Temporary job you have got? Yeah. The other says, my job is permanent. I am confirmed now, It's a permanent job. Where? In that bank, one particular bank, my job is now permanent, secured. The other man says, that's right, but your bank is so small that it is temporary. So the bank itself will disappear, who knows and all that. So therefore the thing is, you may say you got a permanent job there. What is temporary, what is permanent, even that permanent is temporary only. So the Nityo Nityanam, the real Nitya Vastu is this Paramatma. The other may be living for a long period of time, but that also is conditioned only. Chetanas Chetananam. Now we think that our body is Chetan by itself, isn't it? Our mind is Chetan by itself. But we know that it is not. The life giver to this body, the pranas and the mind, intellect is something different. Therefore it is called Chetanas Chetananam. Eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. And ekaha, and the karmadhyaksha, karma phaladata also has to be one. Otherwise one will decide to give something, the other will say nothing doing. There will be a problem only. Therefore, eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. He who fulfilled desires on. Tat karanam. That is the cause of this whole world. And Sankhya Yoga Adhigamyam. And Adhigamyam, and it can be realized through Sankhya and Yoga. Sankhya Yoga Adhigamyam. What is Sankhya and what is Yoga? Here, the meaning of Sankhya is Atma Anatma Vivek. The discrimination or discriminative understanding between the self and the not self, subject and the object, seer and the seen. So that's called Sankhya. Jnana. By Jnanena, you analyze this is the object, this is the subject, and understand I am not this object, but I am the subject. Satchit Ananda Swarup Aham Asmi. To know, this is called Sankhya. And Yoga means absorb that mind in this knowledge. It is not something different from Sankhya, remember. In Vivek Chaudhary, very second shlok, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Atmanatma Vivechanam Swanubhavo Brahmatmana Samsthitihi Muktirno Shatajanma Koti Sukritahi Punyair Vina Labhyate. So first he says, Atmanatma Vivechanam. So first step is discrimination between the self and the not self. Swanubhava, Suanubhavaha. And then that this Chaitanya Atma Ahamasmi, this Anubhava. And this Atma is not a little Atma in my heart, but it is Brahma Swarupa, infinite, Brahmatmana Samsthiti. And then firm abidance in that Brahman alone I am. This is what is the process that which is in. That's called Sankhya Yoga. Here not that some people think, Vedanta is only a theory, and then you have to do the asana, pranayam, then dhyana, and then only that yoga is the practice, something different. It's not that. Vedanta says that you are, and your absorption of mind in that only is yoga. With that is called adhigamyam, that this truth can be known. Sankhya Yoga Adhigamyam. And Jnatva Devam, and when one realizes that Muchyate Sarva Pashaihi, then person is liberated from all bondages. And now comes the most famous mantra which we all know and we can chant together. My half a second will be saved. Let us chant. तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति न तत्र सूर्यो भाति. This is very famous. All of us all the time we show the arti. न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चंद्र तारकम. There the sun does not shine. न चंद्र तारकम. And not the moon and the stars. Na ima vidyuto bhanti. There even this lightning, or vidyut means the electric light also. Vidyutaha bhanti kutoyam agnihi. Then where is this lamp we are showing, this fire, where it is going to shine? Means it is that which the sun does not illuminate, moon does not illumine, stars and lightning or electricity or this fire does not illuminate. So somebody may think that it is very dark. Because the sun does not shine, moon does not shine, nothing shines there and all that. You say, no. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. Tameva bhantam. Actually, when it shines, anubhati means paschat, then everything else shines. Tasya bhasa. By its light, sarvam idam vibhati. Everything, all this shines after it. Some will say, Tasya bhasha sarvam idam vibhat. Bhasha nahi, bhasa. Tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhat. You know, what is the meaning is, na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam. The sun and moon and stars and all that, these are luminaries, that's right. But they cannot illumine this Atma because that is the subject, and it is of the light of consciousness, and that light of consciousness is illumining everything else. Now when we say the moon cannot and does not illumine the sun, does it mean the sun is dark? The fact is the sun is self-shining, and it's the light of the sun which is reflected on the moon, and therefore moon is shining. So when it is said, Surya, Chandra, Agni and all that, they do not illuminate, because it is the light of consciousness. Because of that, everything else is shining. And he said, Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam. When it shines, everything else shines. Now, I'll give you the very subjective experience of each one of us. The truth of this. When you are fast asleep, does this world shine for you? What happens when you get up? First you shine. Isn't it? To give some idea about this, only when I become aware and I say I am, then only everything else. Once I went to somebody's house for dinner after my lecture, and the man asked, where is that little child of our, the mothers had gone to sleep. But did he eat? No. He was saying that when Swamiji comes, then only I will eat. And then gone to sleep. Wake him. And he was fast asleep. He said, if you don't wake him up, then in the morning he will fight. Why did not you wake me up? Raju, what will you eat? What, Raju is not there. After some time, Raju woke up. Then immediately, I want this, I don't want that. Because Anubhati Sarvam afterwards only, Only when first you shine, then only everything else will shine. Now, this is our practical example. So the idea is, the Chaitanya shines by itself. And that Chaitanya light is reflected on something else. Then that shines, To give another example, you see, you gas or stove or whatever that on it, you put a pot. In that you put water, and in that you put the rice. Then what happens? The rice, the rice is very hot and it is boiling and that, cooking. Why? Because the water is hot. And the water is hot because the pot is hot. And the pot is hot because fire below is hot. And fire is hot because it is fire. So what has happened? The heat of fire has gone to that pot, then heat of pot has gone to the water, and then heat of that water has gone to that rice, then only blub, 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 what is going on cooking. You know? So in the same way, it is the light of consciousness that is first gone into the subtle body, reflected in the mind, then the mind has become Chetan. Then that mind is identified with the senses and the body. Then in the body there is a Chetna that is coming. And then this Chetna that has come in our eyes and all that, then we say, oh, the sun is light, the moon is light and all that. So see how much process is on. So from this it is said, this Atma is self-shining. It is consciousness. Everything is shining after it. By its light, everything is shining. Beautiful mantra it is. A lot of reflection of active to be done. Then you say, this Jyotisham apita Jyotihi. That's what Gita says. It's a light of all luminaries. It is. That is what is my nature. Next. Eko hamso bhuvanasya madhye sa evagni salile sannivishtaha tameva viditva atimrutyumeti nanyah pantha vidyate yanaya. Eko hamsaha. It is this Eka hamsa. Now see, this hamsa word has come in this Upanishad quite a few times. Sometimes the hamsa word is used in the meaning of jiva. Sometimes it is used in the meaning of Paramatma. Here also it is Paramatma. Eko hamsaha. Eko devaha. That deva is only this hamsa. Hamsaha. Bhuvanasya madhye. And it is there in this entire world. And sa eva agnihi salile sannivishtaha. And he alone is the fire, in the form of fire entered the waters. Now, even many scientists are talking about volcanoes and all that, that is erupting in the ocean. Right? It is also in the waters, in the samudra, there is fire. It says, salile agnihi sannivishta. And in our Shastra, Sanskrit and all that, the different words are given for that. The fire in the forest is called davagnihi. And the fire that is there in the ocean, that's called vadavanala. Vadavagni or vadavanala. And that which is in our stomach is called Jatharagni. So every names are different. So Jatharagni, Davagni, and Vadavagni. In the deep ocean there is fire also. What a peculiar thing. Bhagavan से महिमा कुछ समझ में आती है. Even though fire is the element subtler than waters. But water can put it out. And there in that samudra there is so much water and then fire is burning. How? Don't ask. But there is fire. Now science also is doing a lot of research on this type of things. And Shankaracharya's commentary were given very beautiful meaning, other meaning also. He said, in the waters there is fire, when your mind becomes pure like water, then there is a fire of knowledge. In the pure mind, the knowledge arises. Sattva sanjayate jnanam. And in that, this fire of knowledge arises, and naturally that fire will destroy all your karmas and all that. Jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute. And that fire which is there in the ocean and all that, it dries up the salt element there in the water and all that of the ocean. So many experiments are going on and on. हम लोगों को क्या पता है, हम तो खाते पीते सोते हैं. We eat, drink and sleep. But the Prakriti, so many things are happening. Eko hamsaha bhonasyasya madhye sa eva agnihi salile sannivishta tameva viditva ati mrutyumeti. And knowing this Paramatma, realizing this Paramatma alone, man goes beyond death. Nanya pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path for liberation. This line also we have seen earlier also. Now the next also, the whole first line is already seen before. Second line is little different. Sa vishvakrit vishvavidatma yonihi nyakalakaro guni sarva vidyaha pradhana kshetrajna patir guneshaha samsara moksha sthiti bandha hetuhu. That Savishvakrit, that Paramatma is the creator of the universe. Vishvavit, and he is the knower of this whole universe. Atma Yonihi is self-existing. It is not born out of something that we have seen. Jnaha, all-knowing. Kalakaraha, he is the creator of time also. Guni, endowed with all gunas. Sarvavityaha, from absolute standpoint is nirgunaha, but he alone wields all gunas. And sarvavit, that means he knows everything in general, everything in particular. Sarvavityaha, pradhana kshetrajna patihi, and he is the Lord of pradhan means prakriti, matter, and kshetrajna means the spirit. He is the Lord of matter and spirit. Prakriti and Purusha, what is called Prakriti, Purush, are called Kshetra, Kshetrajna. He is the Lord. Guneshaha, the Lord of all gunas. Samsara moksha sthiti bandha hetuhu. And he, Paramatma alone, is the very cause of samsara, the whole samsara, moksha sthiti bandha. And in this samsara, our cause of bondage, and he alone can liberate us also. We get bound. And we'll ask Bhagavan, please liberate. The Bhagavan says, if you got bound by your own self, then why can't you liberate yourself? Bhagavan, I said, don't be that unkind, you know. You know that we are expert in getting into problems, but not getting out of them. So you help. Satanmayo yamrita isha sanstho nyasarvago bhuvanasyasya gopta ya ishesya jagato nityameva nanyo hetur vidyata ishanaya. Saha tanmayaha. Saha, that Paramatma, tanmayaha. 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 Of its own nature, number one. And tanmaya means when he creates the whole world from himself, then he becomes very of the nature of this whole world. Means where the world is, there only you have to recognize it. Like the gold becomes the necklace. So gold is tanmaya, gold is gold nature, but when it has become as a necklace, then it appears as a gold appears as a necklace only. Tanmaya. And the interesting thing is that necklace is tanmaya. The necklace is nothing but that gold only. When we say that gold has become the necklace, tanmaya means you cannot look for gold somewhere else. Where that necklace is, there only that gold is. Amritaha, immortal, timeless, Isha Samsthaha, Isha Samsthaha it is. Who is existing as the Lord. Samstha means Samyak Sitaha, as the Lord. Never the beggar or anything. Isha Samsthaha. Jnaha, the omniscient. Sarvagaha, gone everywhere. Bhuvanasyasya Gopta. He is the protector of this universe. So we have seen he is the protector of the universe through different laws, and when there is decline in dharma and increase in adharma, then he comes and protects it by dharma sthapana. Ye ishesya jagato nityameva, and the one who always rules over this world. Nanyo hetur vidyate ishanaya. And there cannot be someone else ruling over this world or ruling over him. There cannot be. He alone all the time. One said, हजारों बादशाह आए गए सल्तनत बदली, न बदली है न बदलेगी हुकूमत मेरे दाता की. So many countless emperors have come and gone, and all their governments are gone, their rules have gone. But here is one Paramatma whose rule is there unquestioned, all the time there. That's what it says, Ishyasya Jagata Nityameva. He rules over this world always. Right? There is no question. The last one. This is a famous mantra because, even when the study of the Upanishad, Brahma Sutra and all that, when we do, as a prayer, we chant this mantra. So we'll see that for the last mantra for this session. Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tam Hadevam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. This mantra is chanted as a prayer also. He says, Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam. Yaha, that Paramatma who manifests Brahmaji first, the creator, that is total mind. So that Shuddha Paramatma from whom is manifested the Brahmaji, Yovai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai. And that Paramatma who reveals all these Vedas to this Brahmaji, and Tamha Devam Atma Buddhi Prakasham. Tamha Devam Atma Buddhi Prakasham means that Paramatma. ये phone मेरे पास कैसे बाजी है? I didn't give, nobody asked. Very good. How it remained with me? It just remained. Gita says, Matta Smrutir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Bhagavan says, knowledge, memory, forgetfulness comes from me only. Anyway. Tamha Atma Buddhi Prakasham, and that which the illuminator of Atma Buddhi Prakash, the illuminator of what he called, illuminator by intellect. Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadde, and I am the seeker of liberation, and I seek refuge in you. This is a very beautiful mantra. Now see, the Lord who manifested the Creator in the beginning, who gave him the Vedas, who illumines my intellect, in him do I, the seeker of liberation, take refuge. So that's why this prayer is sung when we study of this Brahma Sutra or even the Vedanta study. At that time this mantra also is chanted. Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tam Devam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. So we seek refuge in that Paramatma only. So with this we conclude this session, and then we'll meet Still there are few more mantras are there, and very beautiful mantras are there. So, last session we'll see all that at 11 o'clock. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi